it's your girl, Missniecytv, and I'm here to do a review for Zatima Season 2, Episode 16. The episode starts off with Zach talking to Bryce and telling him that he can't afford the property. And Bryce is like, I'll find a way to get the money. Zach is like, from who? Gary? Zach. Bryce said no, from another lender. All you need to do is put in another $500,000. Zach is like, I'm not doing that because I only have 1.5. Bryce is like, I know you got it. You just don't want to do this because of what happened between us. Zach is like, no, it's because I don't trust your judgment. Bryce is like, really? I already told you what happened and I'm sorry. Zach is like, I don't trust your judgment. I didn't trust your judgment then and I don't trust it now. And I'm trying to figure out, Bryce, why are you so on go about getting this property? Is there something that you're doing that you're not telling us? If Zach's money is frozen because of you, we're riding at dawn. Because you had no reason going behind this man's back after he told you no. Once Zach and Bryce are done talking, Valerie comes over and Zach apologizes because he's like, I don't know why Bryce told you that we could afford this property when we can't. Valerie's like, it's okay and I'm sorry that I got upset. Zach is like, it's okay, but who's that guy over there? Valerie's like, who, Paul? Zach is like, yeah, because I know him. Valerie's like, Paulie, you want to tell her how we know each other? Valerie's like, somebody go and tell me something. Zach is like, I think your man should tell you. That's when Paul walks over. He's like, look, I don't know why Zach thinks I have something to hide, because I don't. Zach was dating this woman. Zach goes, that's my fiance, we were engaged. Paul goes, it don't matter, because it's irrelevant right now. He was dating this woman, and now I'm starting to see her. Valerie's like, so y'all dating the same woman? Zach is like, it's kind of weird right now, but no. Valerie's like, oh, okay. Zach is like, so you okay with this? Valerie's like, yeah. Paul is my ex-husband, and now we're just friends. That's why I call him honey. Zach is like, oh. Like, Paul, Bryce, and Valerie were put in Zach's life as some sort of scheme, and it's gonna come out in the light sooner or later, because there's no way that Valerie is connected to Bryce, and Valerie was married to Paul, and they're just so happen to be cool with Zatima. At least Paul is. Paul wants to talk to Zach, but Zach is reluctant at first, but then he agrees. Paul is like, look, I'm not trying to be your enemy. Zach is like, you never could be. Paul says, I know, but Tima's still in love with you and I realize that I can't have her. Zach is like, it's good that you finally realize that. Paul says, I see that you've been effing up and I have effed up in the past a time or two myself, so I could give you some good advice. Zach is like, why would I take advice from you? Paul says, but Tima's been hurt and she's just guarding herself and she wants to see you vulnerable. She wants to see your heart. She wants to see you raw. And Zach takes it upon himself. He says, Paul, you're new here, but Fatima has seen me raw plenty of times. And I'm like, Zach, this is not the time for a sexual innuendo. He's actually trying to give you some advice, but you're not trying to take it because you have some bitter feelings towards him. Paul is like, I'm trying to show you a way to get her back. Zach is like, you're lucky we're on the first floor and not the second one. Paul is like, why? Zach is like, because if we were on the second floor, I'd throw you out the window. Paul is like, you know what? That's the sad part, because you actually mean it. Zach is like, I know. At the law firm, Fatima is talking to Casey. Casey is the informant that she's hiring to look out for Deja. She tells Casey that the person that's suing her, Deja, is a stripper, but she's claiming she's hurt. Casey is like, she can't be a stripper and be hurt at the same time. Fatima is like, I know. The girl is saying all the wrong stuff. Casey is like, is she really that dumb? Fatima's like, yeah, she's said and done some dumb stuff. But I want to let her know and send her the message that I'm the wrong girl to mess with. Casey is like, I got it, I'm on the job. Fatima's like, don't have too much fun with this job. Then at the barber shop, Zach comes in to get a fix on his fade before his dinner with Fatima. And Tony is sitting there. He's like, who are you going on a date with since you're trying to get fixed up? That's when Nate walks in and he sits down. He's like, hi, Zach. Zach doesn't say anything. Nate is like, look, we've been boys since we've been kids. I don't like it when you're mad at me. Zach is like, stop acting childish. And that stuff with Belinda gotta go. Nate's like, it's already done. And that stuff with Belinda was just a booty call. Mr. Tyrone says Belinda just left. Nate is like, man, shut up. I was just giving Belinda some money since she took me to lunch the other day. Zach is like, I'm basically here to get my hair cut for my date. Nate is like, date? Who you going on a date with? Zach is like, get your mans, Tony. Tony is like, if he wanted to tell you, he would. Nate keeps pressing the issue, and Zach isn't saying anything. Since Zach isn't telling Nate who he's going on a date with, Nate decides to tell Mr. Tyrone that Zach is going to therapy. And Mr. Tyrone already told Zach that he doesn't need to go to therapy, and he can just come to him with his problems and pay him. Mr. Tyrone says, if you keep going to that therapist, it's going to turn you into a warlock and you're going to be around here running around. Zach is like, see, that's the reason why I don't tell you nothing. Back at the law firm, Angela comes to show Fatima her phone and to let Fatima know that the dating profile was taken down. Fatima was like, so it was her, and what possessed her to do that? Angela's like, I don't know, but she said she was on drugs, like she was taking shrooms or something. Fatima's like, black people do that? Angela's like, yeah. Fatima's like, what possessed her to do that? Is she really that jealous? Angela's like, I don't know, but she said she was on shrooms or something like that. Fatima's like, black people do that? Angela's like, yeah. Fatima's like, she's supposed to be my friend, and she doesn't want to see me happy. Angela's like, that's a lot of people. Fatima's like, well, your best friends are supposed to be the ones who see you happy and be happy for you. Fatima said it's bad enough that we have our own issues inside our relationship. We don't need outsiders creating problems too. Angela's like, I know what you mean. Fatima's like, don't think I'm going to talk to her because she took it down. Angela's like, I already know that. Fatima said, I still got some type of love for her because if I didn't, I was effed her up by now. Angela's like, I know that's right. Fatima also tells Angela that her parents invited her and Zach to dinner. Angela's like, so you feeling that? Are they trying to get you back together? Fatima's like, I don't know, but they're trying something. Fatima arrives to her parents' house and she sees food there and she's like, it smells good. Henry's like, your mom cooked. Fatima's like, no she didn't, she ordered out. Henry's like, she really did cook. Fatima said, you never cooked for any other guy that I dated, so what's different now? Mona's like, it's different. Fatima's like, so y'all really not gonna tell me what this dinner's about? Zach greets everybody. Mona's like, you know Fatima. Zach is like, of course I do. Fatima's like, can we just get started so we can get this over with? Mona's like, you don't mean that. Fatima's like, yes I do. And I hate when people tell me what I don't mean or what I mean. Zach is like, yeah, she doesn't like that. Mona says, hate is a strong word. Then they go sit at the dinner table. Zach pulls out Fatima's chair and they sit down. Henry said, let's make a toast. Zach said, what are we toasting to? Henry said, hard facts. Henry said, we're going to start this dinner by telling you guys the story of how we met. Henry's like, your mother here was a hood chick who carried a gun in her purse. Zach's like, sounds familiar. Henry said, but she had class though. Zach said, that sounds familiar too. Henry's like, she always had one foot in the other world though, after I tried to show her a good life. And she was all in. One was like, they don't need to know everything. Henry was like, she was all in until she cheated after we got engaged. Fatima's like, so Mama, you had an affair? Mona was like, that's something you don't need to know. Henry's like, yeah, she cheated. I got off the engagement. And then after I got off the engagement, I went buck wild. Mona's like, yeah, like sleeping with that lady Barbara. Fatima, she's like the neighbor that lives next door to you. Henry's like, but if we didn't go through growing pains, we wouldn't be standing here stronger than ever today. Henry's like, you both are going to go through growing pains and you both are going to do things to each other like Fatima, me, and your mom did. But it's all about growing pains and putting in the effort to get through them. And that's what y'all don't want to do these days. Y'all don't want to put the effort in and give it your all in the growing pain stage. Henry's like, Fatima, have you given it your all? Fatima's like, I've done a lot. Henry said, have you given it your all? And do you have any effort left to give? Fatima's like, yeah. He asked Zach the same question. He said, Zach, do you think you have effort to give? Zach says, more than I deserve. And I'm like, oh, you really do love Fatima. And Fatima really love him. She just acting stubborn right now. The dinner ends and everybody's outside talking. And Mr. Henry's like, don't forget what I told you, Zach. Zach is like, I won't, Mr. Henry. Morning gives Zach some leftovers and she tells him if he warms it up for 5 minutes, it'll taste like he just had it. I'm like, oh, look at them being parentals to Zach. The parents go back inside and Fatima and Zach are outside. And Zach says, are you okay to drive? Fatima's like, I didn't have that much to drink. Zach is like, well, I did. Fatima's like, no, you didn't. Zach is like, okay, I miss you and you miss me too. So what are we doing? Fatima's like, it's not going to be that easy. Zach is like, I just want you home with me. Zach said, I'm going to leave the door open. Fatima's like, you're leaving it open for the wrong person. You're going to get robbed. Zach is like, I'm going to leave the door open. Fatima's like, you don't have to do that. Fatima also tells Zach that he's doing a good job and you should keep up the work. But it's not going to be that easy to get her back. Once Fatima drives off in her car, Zach gets a phone call from Connie. But he ignores it because it's Connie, and Connie's the one that got him in trouble the first time. Zach at Angela's place, Fatima comes in and spills the family tea about how her mom had an affair on her stepdad. And Fatima's like, they spilled a lot more information that a child shouldn't know. But Fatima's like, Zach was trying to get me to come home with him though. Angela's like, I think you should go. Fatima's like, is this your way of kicking me out? Angela's like, no, but I know you miss him and I think you should give him a second chance. Fatima's like, I'm not ready and I'm not going to. Angela's like, well, I think you really should. And I'm having company, so I think I get it. Fatima says, I will put on my headphones and I'm just going to go upstairs and get some rest. Angela's like, you sure? And Fatima's like, yeah. Angela's like, well, it's Sam. Fatima's like, well, you need to be careful. Angela's like, he's the one that needs to be careful. Zach arrives home from Fatima's parents' house, and as he's getting out of his car, he sees Connie. He asks Connie, what are you doing here? Connie's like, here's your mom, and I think we should go. Let me know what you guys think happened to Zach's mom. Let me know what you guys think about the episode. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your bell notifications. Bye.